Yo, here we go. 94th and inches. We got Top Boss Enterprise and
All right, that man name is Charles Camouche. I'm Patrick Swollen for you, those of you who don't know. And this is 94th and Inches. It's a brand new podcast that we bring to y'all to talk about, for the most part, sports in the metro area and surrounding areas and some sports history. We're gonna get some guests going, high school sports, college sports, NBA, NFL, the whole 9 yards, man. We just trying to give our insight on what we feel on some barbershop type discussions and things of that nature, and just talk about, of course, the youth, because that's the most important thing, to uplift them and make sure they get in the spotlight. Something that they deserve, and I feel like they need, and of course, Charles feel like they need. So that's our main thing. How you doing, Charles?
what's up, Lil Pat?
I'm doing
Live. Hey,
good,
I feel
man.
like a rapper right now, dog. I might start spitting. You know what I'm saying, but just to piggyback on what Pat said, we're gonna give it to y'all live, uncut and raw. Um, Mainly for me, like Pat just said, I'm hands on with the youth right now. Of course, I got a son, a dog in the fight, so it only makes sense. But what we want to do is we want to put something together that's gonna have like a foundation and a platform that's gonna go for many years to come. I know we got Junior, Pat the third coming up soon. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, he probably be into sports or whatever. Um, but I think we're gonna get right into
He
giving
in,
y'all a little history about
he into sports already.
y'all know how this is gonna be. But we're gonna give y'all a little insight of like who we are, what we about, our background, our upcoming, where we from, and things of that nature. So you want to start it off?
It don't matter.
Go ahead, you got it.
Like I said, my name is Patrick Swollen. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, born and raised. Uh, Started off living in the East for most of my youth life, and then moved to Lakeview in my teenage years. Uh, Went to numerous elementary schools around metro area, from Newman to Resurrection. Ended up at Brother Martin High School. Um, Dual sport athlete, played football and basketball. Uh, Ended up going to college for basketball at St. Joseph University. Transferred to University of Tulsa where I finished my career. Um, uh,
Football, you did a little football.
yeah, I did football at Tulsa also after I finished my basketball career there. And yes, I am the son of Pat Swollen. For y'all ask me that, yes, I am. I got two brothers, sister. My mom is well known in the community for the things that she's done in high school, dancing and Miss
She
America
loves the kids,
pageants.
Miss Robin.
Yeah, and all that stuff. So
Real MVP.
that's something about me. Yeah, if you know, you know.
So give y'all a little insight on Top Boss. Um, my real name is Charles Carmouche. Oh, that's the turn my. It's Regis Prograde calling me on FaceTime. Yo, I'm doing a podcast and I'm live, and you on my podcast right now.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Say something to the people.
What's that, people? What you talking about? What y'all talking about right now? What's y'all subject?
We talking about real life stuff, sports mainly. Um, we gonna have you on here. You need to come and probably do one with you tomorrow while you're in town. For those of y'all who don't know, this is Regis Prograde, the what it is.
Two-time WBC super lightweight world champion.
Word.
They
And
heard that?
yeah, they can hear you in my mic right now. I got you in the mic, and we live. So why don't you I was about to give my introduction about my life, but you could talk a little, about Regis Prograde since it was like perfect timing that you called. What you got for him,
y'all
Tom? The world listening to you, bro. I got you in the mic.
Oh, you talking? I thought you was asking somebody a question.
Nah, I'm talking to you. I said since you interrupted my introduction, it's a perfect timing that you called. Why don't you get the world some insight about Regis Prograde? You
Don't
our
trip.
first guest.
Don't trip. We'll ask him questions.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna come on there.
All right. Well, before you
gonna
go,
win?
before you
Yeah. It's better. Let me just come. I'm gonna come on there with y'all.
before you go, we want to know who you fighting next.
I don't even know, brother. We working on that right now, so I ain't got no fight. I ain't got no fight date.
I thought we
I'm
about to break
looking
some
at
news.
It'd probably be like April or May, but I mean that's still up in the air. That's still a maybe right now. So I ain't really got no fight date right now, bro. So just still waiting.
Say less.
Say less. Well, keep doing great things, champ. You know, we 110% behind you. You brought boxing back to New Orleans. You representing us the right way. And you know, we gonna be following you and your career, and we know great things are coming in the near future. I'll give you a little view of where we at. I got my co-host Patrick Swilling Jr. and you was just on the little TV. But I'm gonna hit you after I get done with this, bro. I'm gonna be probably like 30 minutes. All right, bet. So yeah, that was Regis Prograde, one of my good friends, world champ, boxing. You know, that's not nothing big out here in New Orleans as far as boxing, but we got a guy like Regis who holding it down, representing us, big time. He handling this business in the boxing world right now. But back to me. My name is Charles Carmouche Sr., better known as Top Boss. And a little bit about me. I'm a New Orleans guy, born and raised. I was raised uptown New Orleans. I went to numerous elementary schools too. Lawrence D. Crocker, Ray Abrams. I went to a few middle schools, Green, St. Peter Claver, a few high schools, St. Augustine High School. I was displaced with Hurricane Katrina, ended up going to Westside High School in Houston. When the hurricane hit, decided to come back to New Orleans and finished at McMain High School. I'm not a two-sport athlete right out of high school, but we'll get to that. I went to college to academics, of course, but I played basketball, signed with University of New Orleans out of high school. But because of budget cuts in Louisiana, UNO went from Division I to Division III. So I was able to transfer to any school and play right away without sitting out. I ended up signing with Memphis University. We were top 10 team, had a lot of good talent, bunch of McDonald All-Americans, but I learned, too much of anything cannot be good. I just say that. I had a few injuries, so I sat out and ended up coming back home. I had just had my daughter. I'm a father. I got 2 kids, Malaya and CJ. But Malaya is my daughter. She's 13 now. At the time, she was 1. So I made a decision to transfer back to New Orleans, Louisiana, and I ended up finishing my collegiate career at LSU. Played professionally in Australia, worked out with a few NBA teams, and stopped playing at some point. And here I am today. I'm coaching, giving back to the community, giving back to the youth. I want to shout out to my 7-8-year-old team. We are the JPRD champs, 7-8, and we are the Nord champs, 7-8. So shout out to those guys. They're learning how to win early, and they play together, play for each other, and they sacrifice a lot playing on the team, under Coach Top Boss. So that's a little insight about me. I think I'm gonna pass it back to Pat. What you got on your mind, Pat? What you got for me?
I don't know, man. It's really just an introductory podcast, I guess you could say. Episode 1, just telling them a little bit of something about us. But shit, really enough about us. What about these LHSA high school playoffs?
Oh man, I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been like not in tune with high school because my main focus has been with my kids. Um, I kind of got a better understanding of how kid basketball works, how NORD works, how JPRD works, how Biddy works, and I would say they need us. And what I mean by need us is like guys like us who understand, right? And I kind of talked about this on the live the other day. They nothing against those guys in the parks who are volunteering their time, right? Because they're volunteering, and we got to give them credit for doing something good for the community. But I think they don't really know, right? So like guys like us who been there,
What they don't know.
they don't understand like what it takes to like really help develop kids.
Okay.
And me being a former athlete at a high level, it was an adjustment for me to learn how to deal with kids. I had to learn, like, you have to be patient when you're dealing with kids, like, especially like when you talk about 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Cause they still kids, like they still like mama boys, and they under their parents and like attention spans and all that. So it was a learning adjustment for me.
So at that age, what's more important, winning or development?
That's a good question. I always tell people, right? You focus on development first, because when you put your time into the development part,
Mm-hmm.
the winning gonna take care of itself.
Right.
So it's like you got to put out the fire early. So if I develop you and you understand my rules and my principles of what, like, it don't matter what sport we're doing. It could be baseball, basketball, football, whatever. You understand the development and the rules and principles, the winning gonna take care of itself. You don't have to focus on winning.
Right. So basically, your opinion is that,
It's not my opinion. That's a fact.
well, yeah, but all right, to be contradicting, you may be better at developing your kids, but I might have better athletes, so I might win.
Correct. So you actually came to the championship game
Right.
when we played.
But hold on, let me finish though.
With
But through development, the wins are gonna come. And I think that that's something that a lot of youth, it's not only youth, because by youth, they usually think that we're talking about like 7 to 8 year olds. I'm talking about from that age until high school.
right.
If you have a good coach that's going to develop you as a better basketball player, your IQ, your skill level, your conditioning, your off court weightlifting, your working out, teaching you how to work out on your own, teaching you how to eat right, teaching you that you need the appropriate amount of sleep, teaching you film study, all of that stuff. If you could develop a player to do that, the on the court stuff becomes so much easier because nobody's doing what you're doing.
Correct.
So the development will lead to wins. But one thing that I do think that we have over people in a lot of places is that New Orleans is such a like we are a competitive place. It's just a competitive place with anything. I'm talking about from sports to everyday lifestyle. People compete with anything that you got. Somebody else wanted, somebody else trying to get it, whatever the case may be. So like we are bred on competition, right? So most of our parents and coaches of youth sports be so focused on the winning, the winning, the winning. We gonna win, win, win. That they forget about, yeah, you might have a 7 to 8 year old who's running faster and jumping high and doing all this stuff, and you could be better than he could be. He could be the best athlete. So yeah, your team might win. But let's talk about in 8 years when their athleticism has caught up and their development has caught up, and now it's time to play again.
So to that, I mean, let me just backtrack a little bit. Like you said, athleticism and teaching and coaching, right? We just played one of the most athletic group of kids in NORD, right? They went, they're winning in baseball, they're winning in football, and they won every game in basketball. That was their first loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those kids, I'm gonna just speak on the basketball side of it. they just won off pure athleticism in basketball. Like they weren't taught basketball.
And they're competitive. They
yeah,
had some fire in them.
yeah, they're going to compete.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's like a fear factor, and I had to learn this, right? A lot of kids immediately like tuck their tail when they played them because they so used to get beat up on them in football. They so used to get beat up on them in baseball. So they just breeze through the basketball world.
It's like how we was at Goretti. I understand.
Okay, I'm not about to. You think you about to get me there? I'm not.
I'm just saying. I understand, man.
So not only were they more athletic than us, they were older than us, and they were used to winning, not in just basketball, like in all sports. So it was like a teaching point for not just those kids and those coaches, New Orleans, period. Like, I think what I brought to the table this year, I brought younger kids. They weren't as athletic. They weren't bigger, but they were developed, right? And we go back to the developing part, the winning to take care of itself. I told my kids, if you listen to my rules and principles, we'll win the game. So I developed those kids, and they beat a team that were way more athletic than them. But like you say, those kids compete, and shout out to those kids too over at Lehman. But we came out on top.
Yeah, that's true. But
and to your other point, what you saying, like a lot of people just think it's just sports. Fortunate for you, you had a dad who was an amazing athlete, Saints all time, whatever. You know, he's one of the Saints greats. So you had that like fire instilled in you already. You already knew what it took as far as working out, eating right, doing the extra stuff.
well, yeah, but I didn't get that fire from him being an athlete or from anything that he told me. My passion for being better than other niggas was everybody thought I got a pass because of who I was. So now I got to bust your ass and show you that I just.
So
gotta
you had a
bust your
chip
ass.
on your shoulder.
Yeah, I had to bust your ass
Right.
just so you knew that you was gonna get your ass bust.
I don't know why you're looking at me saying that shit, because that shouldn't happen over here. But continue on.
Hey man, I'm 2-0 versus you, and
Oh, what? Bro, that's not. Come on, bro. It's the introduction. We got a lot. We got a lot of time for
I didn't
this
hear
shit.
that, but
2-0 and what?
and whenever we play hit the head,
Oh man. Anyway, so all right, and that's good because we come from different backgrounds, right?
yeah.
And
That's what.
that's
what
interesting because
my
I've been knowing you for a long, long time, and I never knew.
Oh, yeah, that's where my drive came from. I had people like Terrell Brinson and Kyle McClue, and
I remember those guys.
you know all these guys that
They were pretty good athletes at that age.
They was all right.
Another thing that I scream to people too, it's a marathon, not a
It
race.
definitely is.
So when you say Kyle McClue and Terrell Brinson, them dudes got out the blocks quick, right?
They was great athletes and had developed skills beyond their ages and stuff like that. But one thing my dad did teach me is keep working. When you sleeping, somebody else is working. So when you up working, you got to work twice as hard. Keep working, and that's what. Because I like being a natural competitor. You want to win. You want to score points. You want trophies. You want all of that. Like, if not, then sports ain't the thing for you.
Right.
Like, if you just satisfied with just being on a team, you might well pick up a book and.
But don't you think like when you're a kid, you learn from the people you're around? So
yeah, for sure.
Maybe a lot of kids pick up that habit where just, all right, I'm cool with that because of the people they're around.
Yeah, and then there's so many other outlets now in the world that they can do, like video games and getting on a computer and laptops and iPads, and we didn't have all that. We had outside. Like,
yeah, we go outside.
We go play.
But it's not their fault because I hear this a lot, and like a lot of people used to tell me, man, back in our days, like we can't control when we can.
We could control more than what we do. The reason why I'm saying that is,
you think those kids could control that they're in this generation and this is just what it is?
No, but I think that as a parent,
majority rules.
How many houses you go past that got basketball goes outside?
Hardly none.
All right. How many times you ever seen the kids outside playing pitch up tackle?
No more.
3 flies in.
I don't see it no more.
In the street playing goddamn one-on-one football.
But they got Fortnite games and all
That's my
kind of
point.
like it's different.
But
This shit is different.
My thing is with my son, we gonna have a basketball goal. We're not gonna wait till Country Day said the gym is open. You could come work out. Work out.
So you throwing Country Day out there early.
I'm just saying we honed our skills from.
So Lil Pat is committed to Country Day
No,
already.
man, I didn't say that.
You said Country Day, bro.
I'm
You
just thinking about the
specifically
school.
said Country Day.
Because Nap is here,
Nap is not in the building right now. So that's not.
Oh,
So I see Lil Pat will be at Country Day. I'm gonna break that news early on. You know what I'm saying? So all you sports writers,
we taking NIL deals.
Will Guillory, whoever, I'm just putting it out there. He already committed to Country Day. So Lil
Taking-
Pat the third.
While you playing, Country Day the number 2 seed in the playoffs, and Newman the number 1.
I like
Brother Martin just got bounced.
Yeah, McMahon out too.
See, so
Who you like, Country Day or Newman?
Newman.
Yeah, me too. I love you now, but
I don't know.
yeah,
don't know.
Newman, they different.
I
They
don't know.
different.
But I do like the dude from Country Day. I don't really know his name, but I saw him on a couple highlights.
Treehand, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, he going Southern Miss or something like that?
I'm not sure, but
I know he got offered from Southern.
I watched him develop over the years.
Yeah.
And he
Buddy, a super athlete.
yeah, he fits the
He got
script.
some players. I like the little kid from Shaw.
Lil Cam. Yeah, shout out to
Yeah.
Cam.
I like
What about Mouse at Landry? Like Mouse?
yeah, that's
All
that's,
those
that's the tall
that's-
guard.
Nah, it's still a little short. You talking about Vo? The
I
athletic.
like him.
I like Vo. Mouse
like
is the
him.
little one who shoots. He kind of shifty with it.
I,
You know, that's all Frank kids. Shout out to Coach
uh,
Frank. Go all this legend.
I like Trey from Country Day. I like a couple players on Newman team. I mean, shit,
Yeah, Newman.
it's hard not to like them.
How all those kids like? I'm trying to see like, are Newman like breaking rules or something? Because like that's a
Yeah.
hell of a team that they got over there,
Bro,
bro.
breaking the rules.
Size
They're doing what
and
they should. Randy Livingston is doing.
shout out to Randy Livingston,
what
New
he-
Orleans legend.
They could have been doing. Like
Okay,
Newman and schools like Newman, Country Day, St. Martin's, even the Brother Martins and places like that, they have the means and the opportunity to have great athletic programs. One, you got to be integrated with the NORD parks, the JPRD parks, the park ball system, the AAU system. You got to know people. You got to get out there and recruit. And
so
hustle.
I saw Corey and St. Aug head coach. They were at the 11 and 12 JPRD West.
Yeah, but see,
Nord.
St. Aug gonna get their players just because of my daddy went there, and stuff like that.
Well,
Like,
not your dad, but
yeah. Their
dads,
dad, my
yeah.
dad, my grandpa, whatever.
right.
So they gonna get players. It's harder for like the primary white institutions to go get the black DJ Augustins, the Patrick Swillens, the people like that to come in, play.
So brother Martin
championship.
can't got you guys because I mean
yeah,
I think a kid like Patrick Swillen, does the school even have the option to come and get you? Are you
No, I had my picks and chooses of where I wanted to go. But I mean, of course, my biggest influence on the Brother Martin was DJ and Brock and all of them. Like, I've been knowing them guys since we played at the park. So that was my biggest influence. But I went to Newman when Peyton Manning was at Newman, or Eli, one of the two. So it's like, I could have stayed there. I could have went anywhere in the metro area and still did what I did regardless. But I went to Brother Martin because Coach Levy had a program in place for us. They were winning.
yeah?
They were going to college to play. If the storm don't happen, we probably win.
I don't know about that, but y'all were loading up though. Y'all had a nice little
If
group.
the storm don't happen, everybody lose.
St. Aug, we beat everybody.
Come on, bro.
We beat everybody.
Y'all beat everybody and nobody played against y'all. JoJo was on varsity.
No, he wasn't on varsity. He
All
was
right.
not on varsity. JoJo and Tony, rest in peace to little Tony. They played in the game that we played them.
Okay, but
We
now
won.
You put them together with us.
You were a kid when we were playing, bro.
What was you a grade 2 years older than me? You was a sophomore. I was getting down. You came to my gym. What happened?
I don't recall.
This man, they'll be lying.
You
Y'all
were
had
crazy.
Y'all had the big 6'9" South Shake on your team.
Did you go crazy that game?
Of course.
What, you remember how many you had?
I don't know. I remember when I was a freshman, you fouled me at Brother Martin, almost fucking broke my wrist.
Oh man, this man here
That's
crazy.
crazy. How the shit be going though?
Anyway,
But I'm saying all that to say the primary white institutions, they really like the John Curtises of the world. All of the schools could do that if they just put their means and mind to it. Like,
but you don't. I mean, you can't thank for those people. You
I
don't.
can't, but I'm just saying they see what Randy Livingston is doing, right? Randy Livingston, he went and got kids and brought them to a better environment to get a great education and be around people that can take you very far in the world with their connections and, you know, stuff like that, right?
Right.
And he's putting these kids on a pedestal in the main stage, taking them all over the world to play the game of basketball. Who that team might not have.
We
NBA
shall
players.
see. I mean, if Newman wins, then I guess it was all worth it.
But it's not just Newman that do that. You got to think about the Madison Preps, the Christian Lives, the Reserve Christians, the.
So basically, you just saying forget all the. What about the coin and?
No, I ain't saying forget them.
I mean,
I'm just saying
they can't offer what Newman Country Day can offer,
and that's my point.
So you just take all the good kids and you just bring them.
You're not going to take all of them because some of them not going to want to go there. But they also have to have car is right there in football. Why wouldn't your son want to go to car in football, right? But my thing is that take a school like Carver or McMain, who dominated basketball for 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
And now you heard anything about Carver?
Well,
McMahon this year.
Carver won. The last I heard, Carver beat a pretty good Kennedy team. And McMain had this was like a kind of funny year for McMain because McMain had a suspension. So they didn't really get to play in November, December. They just got off suspension like late January, mid-January. So I'm not using that as an excuse. I don't think they had time to really gel and get their morale and their momentum because they were practicing for them the 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you got all these teams that you come across in the playoff. They've been playing. They had a fight with 35 and both schools got suspended.
I think I heard about
so
that.
Yeah,
but that's all I'm saying.
It sucks for those kids, especially if you're a senior. It's we didn't really get to play that many games. We didn't really get to get on the same page. And then we got to go. I think they went out of town somewhere up north, play a playoff game, and it went, so
schools like 35, Carl, McMain, all of them schools, like public schools, they should always be able to compete because I feel like they're almost at an advantage of having free education, right? You got to pay to go to.
Wait. So you can't put it on the kids because the parents.
I'm not putting it.
If it's a free education or not, you still got to go and compete.
Nigga, if the kid, they have way more kids.
What was your point of saying?
Listen,
the free education part.
They should be at an advantage because they can get more athletes to come to school for free than Brother Martin could ever, or any other school that you have to pay to go to, St. Aug, Brother Martin, any school, they should be able to get more athletes to come to their school because their school is free.
Okay, you're right. But when you got schools like Newman, Brother Martin, Country Day, when they could get the pick of the litter,
yeah, you can get the
when you get the best.
But listen,
it's like a balance that one good kid is equivalent to the 3 kids that are going to McMain.
I might be able to get. Yeah, that may be true. But if I could get 12 kids on McMain team, that's all great athletes, may not be the player that this kid is, but they all great athletes. We could switch them out. We could run and gun. We could do this. I guarantee you, we'll give your ass a run for your money.
Well, that's where the coaching come into play.
Yeah. But Brother Martin coaches and these coaches that coach high school, I don't think that none of them are superb. I don't think they got no superb. Well, I'm not gonna say none, but I don't go to no high school game and be like, hey, that boy running some great shit. He's switching up ball screen coverages. He spreading the floor, making a run out.
Right.
He got rules to his fast.
But see, only people who going to see that are people like
know.
me,
yeah,
you. So really and truly, like, really helped is like by me getting involved, like I said, and I pay attention to Nord. So this is Nord. So I don't expect none of that. You know,
Yeah.
if when I do run across, I'll be like, okay, cool. But like high school, I would expect more out of them than Nord and like the Little League or whatever. But that's my point. Like, it's gonna take more people like us. And what I mean by us is the people who've been there, done that, and more like so like in this new generation, because nothing against the older coaches, you know what I'm saying? But I think the game has changed. And
I
like
just
it
want to know
has
where the athletes at, man. Because I didn't win a couple high school games, and like we sitting right here struggling, talking about who the best players in the city is. Like we mentioned a couple.
but when you say best players like New Orleans, like because I look at when I like evaluating players, bro, I'm kind of tough because I understand you understand like what that shit takes at the next level. So when he be like locally good, like nah,
Moose, but this is what I'm saying though. I went to a Brother Martin versus Holy Cross game at Holy Cross. I don't think either team made 1 3, and I don't think they had nobody on the court that could dunk. Right? That's why I'm like, where the athletes at? Because when we played, you might come see me one night, you might come see you one night, you might go see Giovanni L one night, you might go see Ricardo Gathers and Cedar Jenkins one night, you might go see Matt Darren Becker, you might go see Eddie Ludwig, you might go
Yeah.
see Jamal Burrows, you might go see Carl who won a state championship
Boys
in
at
basketball,
Walker.
might go see Charlie and them at Walker. We
Greg them
had
at
people
Koch.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Where they at? Like, why am I watching a high school basketball game where they have no kid out there? That
Check
can
this
dunk?
out. Do you think it's harder because of like these days, like coming out of high school and trying to like go to that next level, with the transfer portal being open and nobody sitting out? Do you think it's harder for well, it's definitely harder for high school. I don't even need to ask you. That goes without being said.
I don't think it's harder for high school. I think if we play right now, you might be going to North Carolina. I might go to Duke.
Because our mind frame and we've been there, done that. But
If we did the same thing we did in high school right now, you might go to North Carolina and I might go to Duke.
I wish I had graduated with my right class.
It wouldn't have mattered. I'm talking about if I graduated in 2023, first of all, I'd be a walking state championship by myself.
You think so?
What?
Then you pull one off by yourself
Well,
before?
it wasn't by myself. But I'll be a walking state
Wait,
championship.
did you pull
by
one off
myself.
by yourself before?
Something
Don't
happened.
downplay it.
I don't remember what happened.
Man, look, that's in the trophy case at Brother Martin. You won a state championship.
Something happened.
Congrats.
Thank you, man.
State MVP,
Yeah, man.
all state, all metro, all that good stuff, huh?
I think
You think.
last time I recall.
Man,
And they
hey,
had somebody call you the other day talking about he gave me 40 at my gym.
man, we not even about to put light on.
That never happened.
I heard that though, but I couldn't co-sign that because a lot of stuff that like it got to be from credible sources. And if I don't see it 9 times out of 10, I can't stamp that. But somebody did call me and say they gave you 40 at your gym.
Nobody in America.
And if you know our generation, for the most part, most of us, we play both sides of the ball.
But look at this though.
Offense and defense. This man pulling up stats.
Oh, they say at his gym that he was talking about, they said Bonnable, right?
Wait, top single game performances in Brother Martin High School history. 41, DJ Augustine. Derwin Alexander, 41. Patrick Swilling, 41. Tyler Epps, 41.
Hold on. 41 at whose school? Ain't that what school he went to?
Yeah, at Bonnable.
Oh, I'll just make it show.
Hey, bro, you petty if you really went and dug this up.
I ain't have to dug it up. It's on the front page.
Nah, bro, this shit is like over 15 years ago.
Hey, man, no, I'm not that old.
How old are you, Pat?
I'm 29.
Okay, well, over 10 years ago.
It's just me and DJ, man.
I saw Joy Corners on that.
Yeah, down a little bit. He just want to play. Shout out my dog, Jordan Carter, man.
Hey, so listen, this is day one of Top Boss and Pat podcast. Hey, I think this is gonna be real interesting. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real. We're gonna give it to you uncut and raw. And for the most part, you all can see that we understand, we get it. And it ain't no sugarcoating on this thing, man. It's real, man. You gotta have thick skin and understand, like, we're not trying to be a part of the problem. We're trying to be a part of the solution. And for the young people that's coming behind us, I think this is gonna be good for y'all because y'all gonna get a lot of knowledge, from guys who've been there, done that. We're gonna bring guys who further their career at a higher level in. And I'm looking forward to this, Pat. I think I like you being my co-host. I think I'm gonna enjoy you being my co-host because we ain't really get into it yet. They don't know how we get down.
Hey man, let me say this, man, before we get out of here for this first episode, man. Y'all invest in them kids. I like what Camus did with them 7 to 8 year olds.
Appreciate that, bro.
At the park, winning the championship. But man, y'all invest in them kids, man. That used to be one of the greatest times that we had when we was young. Going to the park, meeting friends, meeting people that I still talk to today, being around people, seeing them out, still talking about stuff that we did at the park. Y'all invest in them kids. Get them parks back right. Get the recreational centers back right. Throw some open gyms. Like, put some
play
nets on
more.
the goal.
Like, all that drilling,
man.
like that. Like, it's too much. Like, I think John Lucas said it first, John Lucas Jr. Everybody won't do drills, man. Like, we didn't do drills. We just got it on. Like, I remember going to Eastover and we fucking played basketball all day long. As soon as we get that playing basketball, we gonna hit the pool. Get out the pool, we right back at it. Like,
y'all let them kids go outside, man. And I know the violence in the city is at an all-time high right now. And I know y'all trying to protect y'all children. I think we all are. And I'm pretty sure that we are trying to be a solution in that also. But let them kids go outside, let them play, force them to play. Take that game from them. Take the TV from them. Send them outside. Go get them a gym membership if they got a basketball gym. Let them play basketball. Let them play sports. Not just basketball, football.
Sports, period.
Everything. Baseball. Take them to the park. Be involved in it.
Man.
Go get them a T-ball so he can learn his swing. Do what you got to do because it pays off. It keep them out the street, keep them grounded, it keep them working towards a goal, and that always helps.
It's a marathon, not a race. It's a marathon. So thank y'all for tuning in. Well, y'all haven't tuned in, but when y'all do tune in, give us some feedback. Let us know what y'all think. And that's it. You got Top Boss, Patrick Swilling Jr., 94th and inches, baby. We coming. You dig?